these are the questions which the author recommends that you should ask your customers. That how likely are you to recommend, this says Cummins because I am a dealer for Cummins. But it could be any company. On a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to recommend? And if a customer rates you 9 and 10, and then there are, it is not just about measuring or getting feedback. There is a whole process lined up with these questions. Now, if a customer, you'll probably get to know about it in this. If a customer rates you below 6, if a customer is a detractor, there is immediately an alert which is generated. We just heard about various tools which are available to implement CRM, and this is just an example. So there's an email or an SMS alert generated the moment a customer rates you below 6, and that email comes directly to me, or whoever is the business owner as far as the company is concerned. And even if the customer does rate you 10, 9 or 10, even if he's a promoter, the customer is asked whether you would want somebody from a company to talk to you. The customer is asked whether would it be all right if you get another call from somebody senior in my company to get to know how we can enhance this experience. Even if you are happy with our product or service as of now, how can we enhance this experience? Only if the customer says yes, then somebody calls that customer. And in case the customer has rated you below 6, in case he is a passive or a detractor, that customer is also asked whether he would be okay with somebody else talking to him. But even then, the whole transcript of the interviews is shared with all the process owners. And using this analysis, of course, you cannot talk to every customer, for example, but you have to take a dipstick survey. Now I have used the example of my company, that is Midland Diesel Services, just to illustrate how this entire process is. So we have about, our company basically is into servicing generators or Cummins diesel engines powering various equipments. Could be generators, could be mining machines, could be compressors, could be railway locomotives. So the applications are varied. So and we do about 2,000 odd service events on a monthly basis. So out of those 200 odd service transactions, we do a survey of close to 200 on a monthly basis. So based on that, we analyze the NPS, that is Net Promoter Score. And this is typically the example of analysis, the feedback. We won't get into the details, but just to show that once the feedback is captured, it is extensively analyzed. Gray areas, as in by doing that we come to know what are the areas that need to be tackled on an immediate basis. Now NPS for our company in the month of January was 55. Net Promoter Score was 55. And again, this is a part of the analysis which we won't get into the details. So based on that, what the author, the process also recommends is you need to set up customer experience improvement teams within your organization. And this experience improvement team has to be a cross-functional team which should be headed directly by the business owner. In this case, we have set up a CEIT which I am leading, and on a regular basis, based on the analysis, the customer verbatims and feedback, we analyze what are the gaps, what needs to be fixed, and based on that we prepare an action plan on various we revisit the processes. Like this is an example of a call process. We just talked about, Shirish was talking about how when a customer calls, is the call being recorded, how is it being routed, is it being routed to the right person in the organization. So this is an internal process. So we revisit the process, we review the process, and the customer experience improvement team, which consists of right from your the basic sales engineer or executive to the MD of the company. They sit together on a weekly basis, review the process, re-engineer the process. Now this is an example of a re-engineered process that you're seeing. So we re-engineered the service call capturing process. We re-engineered the order acknowledgement process. Now there are tools I know available, maybe which can be customized and all, but then the quotation tracking process, delivery process. So we re-engineered this in this last 3-4 months, and this is the result. From 55 right now, we are at 86 as far as NPS is concerned. So just an illustration that if you do it systematically and in a very organized way, you could really identify the gaps in your organization, fix those gaps, and it directly gives you result in the sense you can the effect is visible. Now these are the NPS or Net Promoter Score needs to be inculcated in the culture of your organization. It cannot be restricted to just the sales force or the marketing force or the service function. It has to be driven into the culture of your organization. Most leading organizations have adopted this culture. Apple is the biggest example. Apple stores, the reason they are flourishing is because the CEO of Apple attributes it to NPS. General Electric, Philips, Cummins, Facebook, everybody uses NPS to actually measure their customers' happiness. And it cannot, as I said, every major decision has to be driven by NPS. As you just saw, it is not just about the customer rating, it is about the analysis and that one does and the processes that are changed in by capturing this feedback. Now it could lead to some major decisions, like we had to increase our stocking levels. It involved a major financial outlay. We had to put in at least 25 odd lakhs of rupees based on this analysis. So it has a financial impact as well. So that is the reason why everybody needs to be involved in this. Your CFO should be involved in it. The director or the MD of the company should be a part of it. But as in not just our NPS has also grown, and though I have not shown our business figures, but we have seen our revenues also growing side by side. So thank you. This was just to share with you the latest tool which is there, which is being used by all the leading companies globally, and it's not as if a small and medium sized company cannot adopt it. I am sure you can all adopt it. There are various tools also available, which we just Shirish also shared with all of you. So based on these tools, I am sure you can ensure that your customers are happy, that your customers are not just happy, but they keep giving you repeat business and remain loyal to your company. The best quote I think of all these is that of Sam Walton. The goal as a company is to have customer service that is not just best but legendary. So now these days you have to ensure that your product or services are legendary and create wow moments for customers. Right? Thanks.
We have concluded a very wonderful session on CRM. I think we all have a very wonderful takeaway from at least the post-TiE sessions. I'm sure it was very nice. You know, in the field of CRM, I just want to mention, I'll take a minute, that there are some wonderful stories about wonderful stories about CRM itself. The famous Pontiac car case, I don't know, people know about it. If there is an interest, I can mention about it. And there is another case, supposedly from Sony, which shows that when you want to delight a customer, it should be from the heart, not just to show that you are delighting.
Yeah.
So there are some wonderful stories. If you have a minute, I can mention it.
Yeah, sure.
If people want to know. Yeah. Can I come there for a minute, if you don't mind?
Yeah, please. Actually, somebody shared that free shipping example.
Yeah.
Just to add to it before you take over, sir.
Yeah.
And if you have heard of Amazon had, while the company was growing, Amazon had this huge budget for advertising to promote the company. And what they did was just scrap this budget and instead started free shipping. And by doing that, the Amazon, the growth was phenomenal. So just by, that is an example of, again, creating a wow for customers.
Yes, thank you. This is a rather classic case, and I'm just too excited that I must mention it to you. Maybe some of you have read. Any CRM book anywhere, you will see this case. So just to, since we had this wonderful session, I thought I'll just add it. And there are two small cases. I'll just take 2-3 minutes only, not much. See, there is one of the GMs, that General Motors brand is a Pontiac car. Pontiac car is typically a very large car which farmers in the US use. Why the farmers use it? Generally, they will take their whole family on the weekends for outing and all that, or for shopping and go to big towns. So one of these farmers, he bought a Pontiac car. And on the first Friday night, he took his whole family to a nearby restaurant which was up the hill somewhere. And after a nice dinner and all, they went to another place which was actually an ice cream joint. And he bought some ice cream and he came back. So they used to repeat this every weekend actually. After some time, on some Friday, he found that family decided to have a vanilla ice cream which was just there outside. So the car didn't start. They said, okay, maybe something gone wrong. They had some patience, they went back. Car started after some time, he went back. Then they found that when they order some expensive ice cream which is inside the ice cream joint, the car never gives the problem. So he was a little bugged by this, that when I buy such an expensive Pontiac car, why this problem is there, that when I buy vanilla the car doesn't start, or when I buy something more fancy flavor which is located inside in the store, the car always starts. So he wrote to the company, to the sales manager, you know how the sales guys are, I am also in the sales. He said, yeah, this guy is crazy here. What has ice cream flavor to do with car starting or not starting? So like that, he said, sorry, there is no problem. The customer went higher and higher because he thought that this is a genuine problem with the car. Finally, he wrote to MD because no action was taken so far. They just laughed it away and threw his letter in the dustbin. Now, when it went to MD, he thought, yeah, I must address. I mean, I just cannot just pass it on. So he sent an engineer to the farmer's house. He went along with the family, and they did one weekend vanilla, one weekend some other sophisticated flavor. What they found was that when they're buying a vanilla which is just outside the store, because it's the most common flavor, what is happening is car is getting heated up when it goes up the hill. So there is a certain relay in the car, it sort of disconnects the car because the temperature has gone up. So if you don't allow enough time for that relay to set back, the car will not start. This is an engineering problem. This is a real engineering problem. So when they are buying a sophisticated flavor which is inside and you have to go inside, car is getting more time to cool down. So this was a problem they discovered by really looking at the customer's complaint with a full due diligence. Correct? And they finally, of course, they changed the relay and all that. And customer was happy after such a long this thing. So when we say customer is the king, we should really treat it that way. If you just dismiss his problem, अरे यार ये क्या पागल आदमी है ना, उसका लेटर फाड़ के फेंक देंगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा. There is another interesting case. So this is one way where company has gone, all out to solve this fellow's problem. There is another story which is in the circle. Sony. Sony is a big company, we know. Certain customer, he bought a Walkman, he bought a headset. Then he found headset is not working. So he read to so many people, of course, Sony. They said, yeah, we will give this man a free replacement. So one fine day, he got a headset in his courier, And this guy was very happy and he was about to celebrate. As he was closing the parcel, he found a small chit falling down. He picked it up. It was a note within the department. Send this bastard a free headset. So it is not coming from the heart. If you have that kind of feeling, your CRM will not work. Thank you.
These two stories, and we thank Rahul for excellent presentation on measuring the CRM. क्या हो गया अपना एंटीना सबका डाउन हो गया था. He was asking lot many question but nobody was telling anything. भूख लग गई? If you wish, we can close it within 2 minutes. I thank Rahul and surely I would like to meet you and learn something of this NPS thing. I request ED to present a small memento to Rahul, and I hope media doesn't take it as conflict of interest because you are